Hello everybody, and welcome to another Vintage Cube video. It's still early in the season and I just get so excited when I see the first pack. There's so many different directions you can go. Um, One option is Ponder, which is probably the best card here. It just is good in any deck that's playing blue, which is most decks. It's great in combo decks, control decks, like even like tempo and whatnot. Abrade is pretty good interaction. Upheaval is very powerful, but you need a very specific kind of deck to make this work. You need lots of artifact mana. Like Karn and Upheaval are good in the same sorts of decks that are playing like Grim Monolith. So I don't love taking one and passing the other. Mox Diamond is good. I think it's a little overrated maybe. Like you need to play a high land count to make this work, and decks that are trying to play Moxen typically play low land counts. But it is good with Ren and 6. Skyclave Apparition is strong, Nissa is strong, but I do think I'm going to go, and also Green Sun Zenith. Maybe Zenith is better than Nissa, but let's take the Ponder. It's just so strong. Gives you so much consistency. Not the best pack to follow it up, though. The power level overall in this pack is pretty low. Like, probably the best card is Savannah. I don't think green-white is a particularly strong color combination, but a fetchable dual land is nice. Sorcerer's Spyglass is not a card I would second pick, but it is pretty strong. I'm not really interested in Agent of Treachery second. This card is kind of sweet. I played some of this in Pioneer back in the day with Luca Coppercoat or something. So a little bit of a soft spot for this card, but it's not a second pick card. We could take Dig Through Time. This is not a card I like to take this early typically, but it does play well with Ponder. And when you already have it, you can adjust your pick order a little bit and prioritize cards that fill up the graveyard. Imperial Seal is good if we're playing a combo deck, but I don't really want to second pick that. Maybe Vampiric Tutor, but Imperial Seal being sorcery speed is quite a bit worse. I think I'm just going to take the dig, stay open. Okay. So Mishra's Bauble is the kind of card that goes up in value with Dig Through Time. Same with Frantic Search. However, I think I'm still just going to take the Muldrifter. If I had taken the Imperial Seal, we could take Frantic Search here and move towards Blue-Black Reanimator, which we still could do. But we have nothing really pulling us towards Reanimator yet, so I think I'd rather just take the better card. Frantic Search is better in certain combo decks, but Muldrifter is a much more powerful, just like generically good card type of thing. It's a little clunky. I know some people think its best days are behind us. Its best days are behind it, which may be true, but it's still pretty good. Yeah, I'll take the Muldrifter. Ooh, whoa, okay. Well, Breeding Pool is good. Late dual lands are great. Solitude, Liliana, lots of good stuff, but I'm just going to take the Bribery. Not the most exciting pick, maybe. It's just kind of like a 5-mana I win card, but it's good for your win rate, and we have Ponder to dig for it. It's not always good, but a lot of decks have Eldrazi or some sort of huge thing they're treating to play. It's great against Reanimator, great against green decks, great against Sneak Attack, and then even against Mono Red, you can often pick up like a Glory Bringer or something that's pretty strong. Yeah, I'll take the Bribery. Okay. We're not going to be taking the Tezzeret, so we're going to be moving out of blue here. What do we want to move into? We did just pass Breeding Pool, but I do love Pest Infestation. Although I don't love blue-green. Could also take Blood Crypt. We don't have anything pulling us towards Blood Crypt yet, but I do think Grixis is a pretty good color combination, and even if we're just blue-red or blue-black, this could end up helping us. I don't get why this card is in the format. It seems really bad. Maybe there's something I'm missing. Relic is fine. Yeah, I'll take the Blood Crypt, though. Okay. Late Pestermite, also Chandra. But I think I'd rather just take the Arid Mesa here, solidify the fixing a little bit. We could just take this and move towards Twin, but given that we just picked up a nice land that we can fetch with this, I think I like taking the Mesa. It also plays well with both Dig Through Time and Ponder. Ponder because it lets you shuffle your library, so if you like one or two cards, but not all three, you can just shuffle the bad one away, and then it fills the graveyard for Dig. Yeah, sorry, Pestermite, we're going to take the Arid Mesa. Okay. Chain of Vapor is not really a card I want here. Yeah, that's just not what we're looking to be doing. Let's just take the Incinerate. Pretty solid, cheap removal spell. There's a reasonable amount of green here. Kind of wish we had the breeding pool, but we'll check the incinerate. Huh. Well, so blue's cut, black is cut. Runaway Steamkin is not where I want to be. Worldly Tutor is also not where I want to be. We could take the Soul Herder. You know what? Yeah, let's take the Soul Herder. We have an Arid Mesa. We could end up being Jeskai. You know, it doesn't play well. Like Blood Crypt is one of the worst lands for casting Soul Herder. But I don't think we really. Well, we could take the Signet. But we'll take this whole order. It may not get there, but like okay, like maybe this is the direction we should be going. Actually, we could go into blue white. It's great with Muldrifter, and then if white is open, we can maybe pick up some other stuff that play with a Soul Herder. Alternatively, we could take Spirebluff Canal, which is better with like the Incinerate and whatnot. But I think that this is a good place to be. Yeah, blue white looks open. Okay, all right, new plan. We're playing blue white blink. Agent. We're gonna play Soul Herder and Treacher and Agent of Treachery and steal all their stuff and then start drawing 3 cards a turn. Nothing could go wrong. Okay, Thragtusk is really good with Soul Herder, but I think we still just take the Bauble here. Wormcoil's fine, but yeah, let's take the Bauble. Okay, Loyal Retainer. It can return a legendary creature card from our graveyard to the battlefield. That doesn't seem very good. We could take Primetime. I guess I'll take the Primetime, which makes me wish I had just taken the, oh, whoa. Okay. Alright, so Bent seems like it's probably the open lane. I mean, blue is not that open, but I like the blue stuff we started with. So I think I'm gonna try to make that work. Weird curve, as in just terrible curve. It's way too high, but we've got some things going here. Um. Okay, so a few options here. Utopia Sprawl is pretty good if we are playing green. There's also Consider, but I think I'm just gonna take the Swords to Plowshares here. We don't have that much in the way of white cards, but Swords to Plowshares is just so good. Consider and Venture are both way worse. Yeah, let's take the Swords. All right, so we're not playing Blood Crypt, we're playing Bant, but that's okay. It's still early enough that there's a number of different directions we could go. We could just go back towards blue eye control. It also depends a lot on how many pieces of fixing we're able to get. There's a Traxa and Elishnorn, which are both good with the blink thing, but easy Fractured Identity here. That's an incredible pickup. It does not help to lower the curve, but it does help to increase the power level quite a bit. And then maybe we can wheel Elishnorn or Factor Fiction. Probably Factor Fiction won't come around, but definitely taking the Fractured Identity. That is a very nice pickup. Okay, now we see Rogran Triome, but also Uro. And Uro is kind of tempting here. I did pass a breeding pool. I mean, what if we cut green? Our mana does become a lot better. If we're just straight up blue white, I think this is probably more where we should be. We just take the Triome here. Yeah, Uro is good, but we already have Dig Through Time for that role, and we just don't have the fixing to make something like that work yet. Maybe we'll get there, but not yet. All right, Displacer Kitten is just bad, I think. I want this card to be good, but I don't think it is. Azorius Signet is pretty nice. There's also Dismember. But I think we should take the Shelldock Isle here. It's really good with some of these big cards. Yeah, I'll take the Shelly. Although, Signet is really good with our high curve. But let's take the Shelly still. Okay, Misty Rainforest can find our land. Sequin Coast is also good, but I think I'd still rather have the Misty. It doesn't get untapped white mana, which is a bit of a downside, but it might get there eventually. And also, it can get like a green source, like maybe we wheel the Omnath and go in that direction. Also, Sequin Coast might come around, and Misty Rainforest definitely won't. Nice. Teferi. Blue-white's looking open. A lot of red-green in this pack. But yeah, we'll definitely take the Teferi. And there's a Palace Jailer. Okay, nice. This is coming together well. I mean, our curve is still too high, but we have a really high power level, some very strong synergies. Okay, Vendilion Click, Parallax Wave, or Winds of Abandon. I think I like taking the Click here. Although we could take the Winds of Abandon. What's our removal looking like? Sword, Skyclave, Fractured. I mean, it just depends if we want to be a Soul Herder deck or not, kind of. I want to try to make it work. Let's take the Click. If we get no more removal, I'll regret that, but we have time to get removal. Okay. Sundering Titan is very expensive. Stomping Ground we can get with both of our lands. I think we do take the Stomping Ground here. Court of Bounty, like no. Sundering Titan, just too expensive, I think. But we'll take this in case we wheel the Omnath or something like that. There's an Elesh Norn. There's also a Traxa, but like I'm not trying to get that much top end. Elesh Norn is not that good yet, but it could become pretty good. I mean, it's very good with Agent of Treachery. Yeah, we'll try it. I want to get some cheap cards with Enter the Battlefield effects to really bring this deck together. Wall of Omens, Thraben Inspector, that sort of thing. So with two fetch lands, we have an okay red splash or green splash. Um. Okay, we'll take Seal from Existence. Yeah, this is actually pretty good. Plays well with Elesh Norn. I think I'd rather have Jetmir's Garden over Inferno Titan here. Like, we're not going to be able to play Inferno Titan unless we get fixing like Jetmir's Garden. Seachrome Coast did wheel. That's pretty awesome. And if Omnath doesn't come around, I think we just cut these weird things. Yeah, not really going to be doing that stuff. So, probably not playing Stomping Ground or Jetmir's Garden. That's okay. Our blue-eye fixing is looking great. We have 4 duels already. The curve is still terrible. It's like way too high. We really, really need some 1 and 2 mana plays. But the power level is high. We just need to hope that our opponents have slow draws every game. Okay, not much to help lower the curve, but Colonnade's great. It might come around since we did get the late Seachrome Coast, but someone took the Omnath. They might be interested. I mean, maybe the Omnath player takes Temple Garden, but I still think we want to take the Colonnade here. Yeah, Celestial Colonnade is very nice. And we do have kind of intense color requirements, like double blue, double white. Maybe Cryptic would come around. That would be pretty great. So looking for Mox, looking for Spell Pierce, Mana Leak, Remand. Ooh, that is a Mox. Yeah, we'll definitely take that. A lot of good stuff here. I would play Elspeth, I would play Spell Queller, I would play Resto, but definitely going to take the Mox. It's not on color, but look at our curve. Anything that can speed us up a little bit will be greatly appreciated. And I think we should be able to wheel one of these. Spell Queller is probably the one we want the most, and probably the one most likely to come around, which is kind of nice. But either way, we should be able to get one of these 3 white cards. First, we'll take a Mox, though. Okay, there is the Ephemerate. So that's kind of like what this deck is trying to do. The question is, did we actually get there? Ephemerate is very good. I think we passed a Solitude earlier, which sucks because Ephemerate Solitude is really nice. Ephemerate's amazing with Muldrifter. It's good with Palace Jailer, Click. I think it is the pick here. We could take Trinket Mage. Maybe we actually should take Trinket Mage. Because I think Ephemerate will come around. Trinket Mage already has 2 good things to grab. And it is just like another solid Blink card. Like, yeah, maybe we need the enablers before we take the payoffs. Close, but I think I am going to take the Mage here. Okay, can we play Leonin Relic Warder? Probably. There's also Treasure Cruise, but we already have Dig Through Time. Wrath of God is really good in some matchups. Actually, maybe we do just take the Wrath. Yeah, hopefully Relic Warder comes around, but I'll take this. It's a sideboard card. I don't think we need it in the main, but it's going to be the best card in our deck, and a decent number of matchups. Okay, Golos is kind of interesting. Elite Spellbinder is fine, but we have a lot of threes already. Maybe we still just want more threes so that we don't have too many fives. But Golos could get there. I mean, it can already find Shelldock Isle and Colonnade, which is pretty good value. And then it wouldn't be that hard to make it have all five colors. Yeah, let's go for the Golos. Now we see not much. Guess we take Student of Warfare. Actually, wait, City of Traders? No, no, that's not. We would play Ancient Tomb, but I don't think we really want City of Traders in this deck. Urza Saga, that's kind of interesting. Um, yeah, I think we'll play Saga. Days is also the another option, which actually maybe is just better. Yeah, let's play the Days actually. We need some interaction. Okay, now we see Concealed Courtyard, which is good if we want to do any shenanigans with Golos. As in any five color shenanigans. I think I'm just gonna take the Brainstorm though. Yeah, let's take that. Now we see Reclamation Sage, but I think I'll just take the Sower, which is not bad. There's Spell Queller and Resto. Resto is great, but I think I'd rather have Queller, especially with the Teferi. Um, all right, we'll see about this deck. I think the curve is too high by a lot, but power level is high, and if we happen to get queued up against slow decks, we'll be able to grind pretty well. A lot of good stuff here. Nothing that really works for us. I guess we'll take Oblivion Stone. All right, not getting the super late wheels, but that's okay. Probably this is either a 17 or an 18 land deck. I don't think we want Wrath of God in the main deck. I don't really want Student of Warfare in the main deck either, though. 18 lands plus Mox Jet is a lot, but we also have a really high curve. Teshar is just bad, right? Return a creature with mana value. I mean, we have some decent creatures to bring back with this. Historic is artifacts and legendary. We just don't have that many of those. What does it look like if we bring in these two lands to play Pest Infestation? Because I do love Pest Infestation here. I think we just play 18 lands. Yeah, we'll play a high land count in a deck like this. So if we do this, this gives us 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 blue, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white. I think we even it out a little bit. We're heavier blue, but we have a lot of double white. Yeah, I think I'll do it like this. All right, we'll submit like this. This deck is like a few cards away from being amazing, but I think it's still pretty sweet. Palace Jailer's going to put in a lot of work, I bet. See you in round one. All right, here we are for round one against R&D M61. We are on the draw, unfortunately, and this hand looks like a mulligan, of course. However, we're on the draw. We have 3 looks at our second land. We're playing 19 mana sources, which means 18 of them. And yeah, I think this actually is a keep. I would not keep this if I was playing like 16 or maybe even 17 lands, but I think an 18 land Mox deck on the draw, it's okay. All right. We don't have any force of will or anything, so I'm just gonna upkeep this bauble in case they play discard. Hex Drinker, all right. So they may be playing mono green. We unfortunately don't have the Wrath of God in the main deck, but we do have it out of the board. All right, we'll pass here. If they play Hex Drinker and level it up, we can Teferi bounce. That's what we're hoping for. Magda. Okay. I think we're gonna bounce the Magda here. Of course, that means they can kill our Teferi, but that's okay. It's given us pretty good value here. I would really like to see an untapped land next turn for Palace Jailer before this Hex Drinker becomes too big of a problem. We can't really beat this if it levels up all the way, at least in game one. We don't have any lifelinkers to race, and they're at 20. Okay, come on, land. Ouch. Alright, I think we're going to lose here to this Hex Drinker, but maybe they don't play it. Sower of Temptation, not going to be enough. Do this and pass. So we just don't want them to do this. Yeah, but they are doing it, of course. I won't concede just yet, but is there anything? I don't think there is. Hex Drinker is a hell of a card. Um, None of these really do anything. I'll leave them with all of these, but I don't think we can win. Yeah, the Shelldock Isle entering the battlefield tapped is what cost us this game. I guess. No. Well, we could play Elishnorn. What are we even trying to draw towards, though? Do we have any way to beat this thing? Hex Drinker is so good. Um, Bribery could maybe get there. So I guess the way we play to our outs is to cast Moldrifter and find Bribery. I think we need to chump block here because otherwise we're dead to the Hex Drinker next turn. We could path or Sword Splash as our own thing, but that just seems too weak. Um, so yeah, we need to top deck Bribery. I think that's pretty much our only out. So they're playing like a Naya mid-range deck of some sort. All right, you got us. Tough game one, just losing to one card never feels good. We had so much action, but we get to bring in Wrath of God. Now we have an answer to it. I think we also bring in Oblivion Stone. Um, let's bring out Dig Through Time and Trinket Mage, I think. Yeah, that seems fine. It's kind of tempting to try and get Golos to have all five colors, but I think Golos is fine just to get the cards that we have. Especially there, you see how bad it can be to have your land enter untap or enter tapped. So we'll do it like this. Okay, this is a good hand. We'll keep. The question is, do we want to use Bobble on turn one or not? I think the answer is no, because we really want to play a tap land on turn one, and I want to be able to get some value out of Bobble, some scry value. So we're gonna play that on turn two, and then if we like the card on top, we will play Triumph tapped, and if we don't like it, we'll shuffle it away with Misty Rainforest. Opponent's going to 5. So Colonnade go to start. There's old Hexy Boy again. Very unfortunate. Let's bobble ourselves, trying to find an answer to this, because that's a card, like, you can win on a mold 3 if your card is Hex Drinker. I don't think we really want a Mox here. It's not a bad draw. Actually, maybe we do. You know what? I'll just take a Mox. Plays well with a Mole Drifter. We're going to be playing Vendilion Click either way next turn, probably. Actually, no. Let's just Sower of Temptation steal this. I don't want to mess around with this card. So grab an island, cast the Mox Jet, Sower of Temptation to steal the Hex Drinker. And if they have a way to kill the Sower, at least this slows down their ability to make this card a beast. Lelia. Alright, fair enough. They even get their value. It's pretty good. Opponent has a strong mold of 5 here. Alright, not exactly what I was looking for, but we're just going to cast Mold Drifter. And then pass and plan on double blocking the Lelia with Hex Drinker Mold Drifter. If they can kill one of our creatures, Seal from Existence can deal with the Lelia, but it's already been a 2-for-1, and it's only going to get better from there. Okay, bummer. Minsk and Boo, okay, I'm happy that's getting exiled. We're going to take 4. Our life total is getting pretty low now, but I think we should be able to stabilize here. Agent of Treachery, nice. Okay, let's just play that. Right, because if they... Well, they have to... No, actually, they can't get their other thing up all the way next turn either way. Yeah, we can afford to take a turn off here. We're going to Seal from Existence to get rid of this Lelia, and then Agent of Treachery to steal the Hex Drinker later. Um, and I think I'm going to pass and... Well, I'm going to try to Agent of Treachery to steal... use Vendilion Click to trade with a Hex Drinker. Rather than going in their draw step. Because the thing is, if they play some permanent that's really scary, we can just Agent of Treachery it. So they should just put this on level 4. Wait, I want to make... Yeah, I didn't miscount. They can only bring it up to level 8 unless they have a Mox. So we'll see if they go for the attack here. It's a little risky. They don't, which is totally fine. Now we can go Vendilion Click and then steal this and level it up all the way. And take down game 2. What? Why is... Weird. Okay. Good hand. Do we want to take Glorybringer or Inferno Titan? I think I'm going to take the Glorybringer. It's kind of close, but it does less damage immediately. We untap Bribery, good draw, but we definitely need to take out this thing before it's too late. So Agent of Treachery, Steel Hex Drinker, and then I actually don't know if we use Sower of Temptation and then gave this protection from everything. I don't know how it would work, but with Agent of Treachery, it does work. That they don't get it back because it's no longer being targeted by anything. So now we'll attack for 5 and pass. And then if they do draw top deck the land for Inferno Titan, they can kill our 2 flyers, but we still have Hex Drinker, which is going to kill them really... They do find the land, but we can bribery them or almost kill them. So I go 2 here, 1 here. Seagram Coast, of course, a bad draw. So it's bribery. We can take Glorybringer at the very least, but hopefully we get something better. Oh, they concede. All right. So we won, although we were also, I mean, it was surprisingly close for a mold of 5. Definitely a strong draw from the opponent. I don't think we make any changes here. Yeah, we'll just resubmit. Let's have a no Hex Shrinker game here. Oof. Hands and spells, but really clunky. No Wrath of God. Sower's solid in the matchup, but I think this hand is just too bad on the draw. Okay, this I will keep and put back the 7-drop. Unfortunately, we don't have an island, so we cannot hold up days on turn 1. They're down to 5 again. Okay, let's just play Shelldock. See what we get. Interesting. Elish Norn or Mole Drifter. I think Drifter is a little better. Close, though. And then I'm just going to fire this off. Deranged Hermit on the top. It's a good card. Oh, they F6 through their turn. Whoopsies. I feel bad about that, but I'm not going to F6 through my own turn. So we'll play that. I guess that's the secret hidden text of Mishra's Bauble. Sometimes you make your opponent skip their turn. All right, not exactly how I wanted that to go, but we'll take it. We beat 2 moles to 5. Good job, us. See you in round 2. Oh, all right, here we are for round 2 against Slayara. I don't know. We're on the play either way with a keepable hand. We need a land, but again, we're playing 19 mana sources, so pretty good odds of hitting one in the first 2 draws. And even if we don't, we have days. Oh, we also just have a really high power level. These 2 cards are broken magic cards. Land. Alright. 17 out of 34 hits here. Over 50%. Okay, they know what's up. Days becomes a lot less good when they know about it. But if they just play 1 turn behind for the whole game, that's kind of a win too. I'm going to daze this. I'm not sure that's right, but I really don't want to set myself back a land here. And this just could make their hand awkward. If they didn't know about the days, I would save it. Now we really want to find a land. Dang. Okay, pass back. Kind of brutal to brick for 3 draws in a row. Shellduck Isle. They're probably not mono blue, but so far we're yet to see anything else. Can we get the land now? Yes. I'm going to play Mole Drifter. I think it's a good chance it gets countered, but I'd rather save the Teferi for when they have something in play. Alright, nice. It does resolve. Alright, and we find land number 4. Great position now. I mean, it might be hard to resolve something. They have a lot of blue mana up, but if we can just hit land drops and play a couple good threats in a row. Alright, we're gonna go for the Teferi now. Cryptic Command, counter draw. Alright, pretty good value. They got a 2 for 1, we got a 2 for 1. Cards are even, land is basically even. Our hand is really good. It just depends on how many more counter spells they have. I think I will jam the Palace Jailer next turn, probably. With Dick Through Time, I kind of wanted to keep jamming threats and fill the graveyard. Although now that we drew that, I'll just play Bribery, which I don't expect to work. Um, Bribery is bad against Blue-White in general. Like, oh man. So the problem is, if we take Glen and they bounce it, it's really bad. This is okay. So they probably have High Tide in their hand. We see basically no ways to win here. Um, I almost want to take Suspicious Stowaway. Glenn feels like too much of a liability. Although we have Skyclave Apparition. Yeah, that should be fine. Teferi, Gideon, Dream Halls is weird. This card is just not good. Yeah, let's take the Glen. If we use the Glen, they get it back. That's not great, but we can just use it sparingly then. So what we don't want to see is something like Venser, Bouncer, Glen. Could it be Fractured Identity? Could be Teferi. Mystic Confluence to bounce, draw, draw. That's bad. But it does look like we're going to get to stick Palace Jailer. Palace Jailer is good against the Glen, but I think I'd still rather just play it now and become the Monarch. I think being Monarch is going to be really good in this matchup. So they can play Glen if they want to, but we have Skyclave Apparition to deal with that. We also have Sower and can play both. They do have Shelldock Isle available. That's a little scary. I think I'm definitely cutting Bribery in this matchup. We can cut Bribery and bring in Student of Warfare. Alright, they just pass. Interesting. Colonnade, not bad. Um, let's just hit for 2. See if they do anything. Now the problem, of course, is that they are likely to put something into do something bad with Shelldock. But I'm just gonna pass, hold up, dig through time. This looks like it could be a Shark Typhoon. Okay, so they're gonna get to become the Monarch, but we're gonna get to take it back. This is definitely gonna be a grindy game. Okay, Spellseeker is fine. Do we want to fire off this dig though now? I think so. Okay, we'll take these two. Not great. So they become the Monarch, but then, I mean, we have a good hand to take the Monarchy back. They have 7 cards in hand, though, including a Glen. They also can get High Tide and potentially just mill us. Yeah, we're probably gonna lose this game actually too. If they do have Brain Freeze in their hand, then we're gonna lose. Storm does seem like a pretty bad matchup because we have a slow clock, we draw a lot of cards, and we don't have enough counter magic to really punish them. Okay, attacking with Spellseeker is aggressive here. Yep, there's the High Tide. We'll see what they're able to do with it. Mindslaver. Alright, that's bad. That is definitely bad. It's not necessarily game ending, but it probably is. I mean, they can just Fractured Identity like our Palace Jailer or something. Yeah, I don't think this is going to go well for us. Baron Mace is a brutal draw too because they get to see our entire deck and fail to find. Bit of a mirror match here. Yeah, I don't think we have much to bring in other than this one student. All right, we just gotta sit back here and see what they do. I mean, they should probably just go fractured identity. Okay, yeah, starting with ponder, that makes sense. Oh, interesting. I guess we don't get to see what the cards are. It feels like that's not how that should work, but whatever. Golos, that's fine. Oh, they chose to shuffle. Interesting. All right, so yeah, I think now they just play fractured identity on Palace Jailer because this just says exile any. Yeah, you can exile your own things. Yep, they found the line. So we pass back to them. They have 4, 5, 6, 7 power on the board. We can play. I mean, we can play Sower plus Skyclave to take back a lot of the board. The problem is they still have Glenn in their hand and they're the Monarch. I don't think we're gonna be able to win this game. Maybe we'll be able to just run them out of win conditions since they are a little light on win conditions. That's coming off in one turn. Jeez, my slaver's good. Not always, but it was good there. 8 mana. What? Elish Norn. Jeez. We might just be dead on board. Yeah, we probably are. Take it because I don't want to do math. Oh, exactly dead. All right. So, strange game there. Let's bring in Student of Warfare. I mean, like Elish Norn is good, or sorry, Bribery is good against like you can take their Elish Norn, but it's really bad against their Teferi, against their Cryptic Command, against their Mystic Confluence. They just have too many ways to bounce it. I think we just want to run it back like this. Fractured Identity was so bad there. It's very rare that you have Fractured Identity in your hand all game and you never get a chance to use it. But we really didn't. They had no permanents. And then they go end of turn, Spellseeker plus Shark, untap, take your next turn, tap all your stuff. So I don't think they ever had a permanent in play when we had a chance to play Fractured Identity, and then we just lost. So not a matchup where this card really shines, but I mean we're still definitely playing it. Doesn't seem like a pretty bad matchup though. Actually, maybe that's not even true. Like, yeah, that game it didn't line up well for us. I guess the problem is that we're so light on counter magic. We have 1 days and that's it. Yeah, I think that's probably going to be the reason we lose if we lose. All right, game two on the play. Another one of these two landers, which I will keep. We have the Spell Queller Teferi combo, which is kind of nice. Let's get this guy into play and pass. Student of Warfare is a little bit awkward with Queller and just instant speed cards in general. Turn one Ancestral. So hopefully we can get to Fairy in to mess that up. Okay, we're just gonna have to Fairy bounce that. And if the Fairy does resolve, that will threaten to mess up their Ancestral Vision as well. I mean, they have a few turns to deal with the Teferi in some way. But seems like a key turn. If they don't deal with the Teferi now and we get to play, like, hold up Spell Queller, then I really like our position. Okay, nice. Just play Island and hit. Okay, probe is fine. I'm not going to quell that. They do at the fourth land now, but again, we have Queller available. I'm not sure what they're playing here. They're really struggling with the mana cost. Okay, let's just quell this. It's not the most important thing, but we're hoping to be able to um, bounce our own thing. So I'm going to go end of turn brainstorm with a plan of playing Golo so we can shuffle away one bad card, which will be Seachrome Coast. Although, actually, with that being said, I think it's better to play Elesh Norn first. Yeah, let's set up for that. So the Teferi shuts down the Ancestral Vision. Don't need to worry about that coming off. And then if they don't deal with this Elesh Norn, we can play Golos for both Colonnade and Shelduck Isle, which will be a big problem for them. If they play Board Sweeper or something, they do get some value, but they don't get to cast the Spell Seeker because Teferi is just putting work in many ways. And we have a quick clock too. If we level this up one more time, we're hitting for 9. They could have Gideon Jura. Elspeth Conquers Death. Okay, taking out Elesh Norn. That's fine. So let's plus again. Play Golos, grabbing. I think I'd rather have Colonnade here. Yeah, 4/4 with flying seems like a very real clock. Hit them down to 9, pass turn, and then this should be lethal next turn if they don't have anything. Don't have enough mana for their own Elesh Norn. They could still play Gideon. Mindslaver doesn't do anything. Okay, they do have the Gideon. I guess they plus. Oh no. Alright, this is fine. They don't get to cast the Spellseeker because of Fairy. And then we could put them to. Oh no, are they? They're just dead. Yeah, they're dead on board. We level this up. That's 6, 10 damage. Exactly enough mana right now. Alright, nice. So we go to game 3. We're going to be on the draw, which isn't great. And Elesh Norn is. Or Elspeth Conquers Death is a good card. Definitely a good card. Library still looks bad. Could play Oblivion Stone. Alright, they concede. Nice. Okay. Do we want to play Oblivion Stone? I don't think so. It's fine, but everything else in the deck just seems a little bit better. Yeah, let's submit. Alright. On the draw. That always makes life a little harder, but I'm excited. I think we can do it. Is Tishar better than I'm giving it credit for? It's good with a bauble. You just need a lot to go right for it to work out. Okay, good hand. Not super sexy. The curve is just 3/3/3/3, but I'm definitely gonna keep it. Best draw would definitely be Mox. Being able to play like turn 2 Queller into turn 3 Soul Herder or something like that would be really nice. Alright, very happy to see no Ancestral there. Shelduck Isle, good draw. Agent of Treachery. Oh, baby. Instant speed, 2 mana, Agent of Treachery coming right up. Maybe. Of course, they could have their own Teferi or something. Now they do have the Ancestral Vision. That's not great. Play Plains and Pass. We can use Queller to try and shut down the Ancestral. No play. All right. Let's go for the draw step click. They don't have any lands, so there's a good chance we won't take anything. Yeah, definitely not. Well, do we care about Suspicious Stowaway? This is a funny hand. It's like, actually is kind of good. I think I'm not going to take anything. Because I want to deny them land drops. They play the Stowaway, which is fine. But then I think I'm just going to take it out with a Seal from Existence. And then this comes off next turn, so we can hold up Spell Queller. We'll see what they get with a Spell Seeker. They're representing a High Tide Time Spiral next turn potentially. So we do want to make sure that we get that we develop the board as much as possible. So we need to decide if we want to play Golos or Queller. I think Queller is better here. Maybe not though. Could also like click or you know what? Maybe Soul Herder is actually the best. Yeah, I think I'm gonna play Soul Herder because I want to take out the Time Spiral. I think the Time Spiral High Tide package is a main way we could lose this game, and this also just gets us some nice value going. And I'm gonna play Island just in case somehow Agent of Treachery gets turned on. So yeah, let's take the Time Spiral. And now, yeah, they get to draw 3 cards here, but I think that that's not as scary. Like, they're just so constrained on mana. Maybe we're supposed to take High Tide actually instead of. Well, High Tide isn't that scary here though. It only adds 2 mana. Okay, they just play Glen. That's fine. Although it does slow down our beats significantly. Oh, great draw. Okay. So we go land. Skyclave Apparition to take out Glen. Then we get to swing for 5. Oh, 6 even. And then we get to take another look at their hand with Vendilion Click. What you got? We're of course going to be very judicious with what we take here. Mystic Confluence. We can't Spell Quell Mystic Confluence or Arcane Proxy. We can Spell Quell High Tide. If they play Arcane Proxy, they can flashback Ancestral Vision, but that doesn't really do it. I think I'm still going to take the High Tide. Even though we can quell it, just because that's what makes them be able to do the most things. I just want them to be casting like 1 or 2 spells tops and not impacting the board in a major way. If they just play land and pass with the plan of playing Mystic Confluence, fair enough. You can bounce my board, but we can rebuild pretty quickly. If they play Arcane Proxy, I think we just let that all happen and then go for basically a kill on the backswing. They're tapping 5. Don't know what this could be. If they bounce the Skyclave, they get a 4/4 blocker, which is pretty good. They can like bounce these two. Bribery. Okay. That would be bad if Agent of Treachery was in the deck. But luckily it's not. They could get Elish Norn. They could get Muldrifter. We need to decide if we want to play Spell Queller just as a 2/3 flyer. Okay, they get the Muldrifter, that's fine. They're drawing lots of cards over there. Okay, so if we play the Spell Queller, is this a forced chump block? I think we do just want to play this. Um, just bring the beats as much as we can. Then swing out. If they block here, they go to 1. If they chump, still not in a great position. I'm gonna play Goalless for Colonnade. If they have a board sweeper, they have a board sweeper. Colonnade is still threatening lethal next turn. And then I think I'm gonna blink Vendilion Click again instead of blinking Golos. Yeah, let's just keep on taking a look at their hand. Okay, I think we take Mystic Confluence here. Although it could be Arcane Proxy, actually. No, I think it's Mystic Confluence. Seems like a very good position here. They can play Dream Halls if they want to, but that doesn't do much. They can play the Proxy, which is good value. I mean, 3 mana for a 2/1 that draws 3 cards, but just drawing cards is not going to be enough for this stage. And of course, if they do draw any cards, they have an Agent of Treachery to mess with them. Brainstorm, yep. Things are looking good. I respect that our opponent's still hustling, trying to figure out how to make it work, but I don't think they're going to be able to succeed. They need something broken, and maybe some sort of high tide combination of cards. I don't think this would work with colorless cards, so they can't discard Selesnya Signet to play Arcane Proxy. Alright, I mean, we'll see what they can do here. I guess if they have Time Twister, they could maybe make something happen. Okay. So they're trying to buy a turn here, but we can just steal the Gideon. They're fighting hard over there. Agent of Treachery. I feel like Gideon Jura would not be treacherous. Kind of a flavor fail, but we are going to get him here. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. So we'll send everything at the Gideon. This is more than enough to kill it. Play Trinket Mage and grab the Mox, or grab the Mishra's Bauble, rather. What you got on top? Plains, okay. Then we will blink Vendilion Click once again. We know what one of their cards is. We're still insulated against the board sweeper. It's really just Time Spiral. Okay, let's take the Arcane Proxy. Draw the known planes. And then they have one more draw. Fractured Identity, another good draw. They're at 2, and we have quite a board here. Elish Norn would not do it. Actually, it would. It would at least buy them some time. Okay, cycling Shark Typhoon. All right. Grindy game there, but we get it done. We're 2-0. I'll see you in the finals. All right, we're back for the finals. Fighting for the trophy with a pretty bad hand. No blue mana, no plays in the first 2 turns. I think we can do better. This is better. We'll keep this and put back Golos, I think. Could be Seal from Existence. No, let's put back the Golos. I'm not really... Well, actually, no, I'll do this. I want to have a removal spell, though. Yeah, we'll put back the Golos. We can Golos on turn 4 with Trinket Mage and find Colonnade, but this is a situation where Colonnade is like not that good. We're not on the on the beatdown plan here. Okay, so now we're gonna play Triome on turn 1, and the plan is to go Ponder next turn and hopefully set up a nice Shelldock Isle. We can draw the card we want, probably like a Plains, and then put Agent of Treachery ideally under the pond or under the Shelldock. Playing against a black deck could mean Reanimator. Doubt the Voidwalker. Alright. So they can cast our Ponder if they want to. Hmm. Okay, I think we just want these. So we're going to draw Colonnade and then put Mox Jet on top and not use the Shelldock Isle. Yeah, that seems good. And then we can play Palace Jailer next turn. Yeah, turn 3 Palace Jailer here seems really nice. We'll see what they have. Hopefully they can just go like Liliana Plus or something. We can just ditch the Trinket Mage. Black white, interesting. Okay. If we pass, I'll be a little bit afraid of Ephemerate. I think we gotta just go for it though. Really high upside play here. And if worse comes to worse, we have Fractured Identity next turn. All right. Please no shenanigans. Please no shenanigans. Okay, that's totally fine. That is totally fine. Um, they can cast a 2/3 with lifelink if they want to. Not threatening. Drawing a land there is kind of awkward. I don't want to use Fractured Identity here, but... So I think I'm just going to play Seal from Existence. We'll say Fractured Identity for something a little juicier. And we'll grab Dig Through Time. You know what? I'm actually going to take the Sower here. I think I'm planning on getting card advantage um, from the Monarchy. And Sower of Temptation at instant speed is a good way to become Monarch. Okay, we just take it down. So black-white mid-range. Orzhov is sort of famously underpowered, typically. We'll see what they have. I think we do want Wrath of God, almost definitely. We don't know their total configuration, but should be pretty good. What do we not want? Trinket Mage could be a little underpowered. We could go to land on the draw. We have such a high curve, though. I think Dig Through Time is good. Maybe it's Sower, actually. Because they're going to have a lot of removal for it. Yeah, I think I'll cut the Sower. Not 100% sure on that. But just like 4 mana creatures that die to removal and don't do anything else are not really where I want to be. Okay, this hand seems fine. Not super exciting, but Vendilion Click on turn 3 can hopefully put in some work. Hopefully they don't do anything too broken here. Bribery, not a bad top deck, although we still only have one play until turn 5, which is not really where I want to be. Do they have the turn 2 Voidwalker again? Him to Torok hitting Bribery and Click. That is really bad. Oh, do they have Ephemerate? Please don't have Ephemerate. Okay, they don't have Ephemerate. That's good. They can take our Golos. I mean, they got a 2/1 off him to Torok. This Grief was a 2/1 on the other direction. If we just hit land drops, I think our top deck will be better than theirs. We just don't want them to have anything that's going to pressure us really fast. But it will be bad if they play something like Liliana of the Veil here. It will also be really bad if they reanimate our Agent of Treachery and steal Colonnade. That is rough. Uh, should have tapped the Colonnade in response. Hopefully that doesn't hurt us here. I mean, we're not actually in that bad of a position. Agent of Treachery is a slow clock. Um, and the Colonnade, they probably can't animate it. But still, I don't love this position. Okay, so they are definitely Reanimator. If they could put this Archon into play, we're in bad shape. Which they probably can. I can't imagine they would have... Well, yeah, I think it's like so much better to put Archon into play than Agent of Treachery in this position, but we'll see. Do they have the other reanimation spell? Not yet, at least. Makeshift Mannequin. Okay. Okay, you got me. We're not technically done board, but they put us to 2, or they hit us for 11, put us to 4. Yeah, we're not winning that game. Um, so they're playing Reanimator. That makes Sower good again. Um, I do kind of like Elesh Norn. I definitely like Bribery. I like Agent of Treachery, although they can get us with our own agent, of course. Um, hmm. I think we just cut the Trinket Mage. Just kind of weak. I don't think I want the Oblivion Stone, so we'll run it back like this. For all the marbles, baby. We won 2-1 in round 1. We won 2-1 in round 2. 1-1 in round 3. Trying to get that dub, baby. Let's go. This deck is so not broken, honestly, but consistent. Don't love it, but I will keep it. We can cycle the Rogran Triome. We have Fractured Identity, which is really, really good in the matchup. It's funny how Fractured Identity is kind of weird against Makeshift Mannequin. It's actually better for them to have that illusion counter or whatever it's called. Because if we target it, they just sacrifice their thing and the fractured identity fizzles. Their deck is good though. I mean, they could just go into reanimate and put Archon into play on turn 2. They could even do that with while griefing us. But they're down to 5. We just want to be able to put lands into play before they do anything broken. Alright, Colonnade go. Misty Rainforest doesn't have any other white lands to get, so that is points for playing the, or cycle for holding the Roggen Triumph to not cycle. Man, drawing Island there is bad. I think I will still just play Island and pass though, saving the Misty Rainforest in case we find Ponder, Mishra's Bauble, or Brainstorm. Hymn to Torok, okay. There goes the Sower and the Misty. That's fine. Queller, not a bad draw. I am going to cycle the Triumph if they don't do anything. Mana Crypt. Hmm. So it depends on what they're playing with this. If they're playing Grief, we can spell quell it. If they play some sort of 5 mana card, it would be really bad. I think I'm actually gonna let this resolve. There's not that many 5 mana things that would be devastating here. They just pass. Weird. I think I will cycle here. Two-minute makeshift mannequin. Yeah, that. I guess cycling was greedy. Yeah, that was bad. We can't play Fractured Identity this turn. They can just put Archon into play and we can't do anything about it. Dang. Not looking good. Assuming they do have the makeshift mannequin, which I think is very likely. We could top deck a few things. I mean, Teferi would be really good. Swords to Plowshares would be good. But we don't have that many live draws. And even one attack with the Archon is going to be pretty backbreaking. It's the sort of thing that we could come back from if Fractured Identity would actually work. But if Fractured Identity is just a 5 mana removal spell, and they've already gotten 2 Archon triggers plus an attack, that's just going to be too much advantage. We do get 2 looks. What I really want is for them to just put Woe Strider into the graveyard. Not a bad value play, but not too scary here. So good. They're deep in thought, which is interesting. You'd think just like a pretty easy Archon here, but yeah, they just got the Archon, and then they play. What? Why does this take so long? This is such an easy play. All right, so we discard this, draw Moldrifter, Ponder. That's not gonna do it. Okay, that is good. Just take this out. It's still in the graveyard, which is a little scary. If they have another way to reanimate that, that will be bad. But we do have Fractured Identity, so if we can top deck a land... dang it. Okay, so this is the key draw of the game. We have to find a land here. Karn, that's fine. I guess we'll give them a Vista. Can we draw the land? Please give me the land. Yes! Oh my god, yes. So, fractured identity, this. If this works, they don't have Mana Tithe. Then we get the Archon. They have to sacrifice their Karn. We have the Archon in play. Also, they no longer have a good thing in their graveyard. Wow, what a swing. Oh, island off the top, baby. That's why we play 18 lands in a Mox. Alright. It's definitely not over. But they need to kill this ASAP. Custody Lich. Yeah, that'll do it. We cannot animate Colonnade right now. Okay, that was a great draw. We're just trying to erase here. So we hit them for 4. Pass. We become the Monarch, so we get to draw a card. We need them to lose some of these flips. They've won, I think, all of them so far, which is not great. We take 5. They become the Monarch again. They're going to get to draw another extra card at the end of their turn. Monastery Mentor, okay. We're still beating this if they lose some of these flips. Good draw. So they're down to 6. They would have lost if they had lost some of these coin flips. It'd be really, really nice if they lose this one. Islander is bad, of course. They do lose this one, so they're down to 3. I don't think they're going to sacrifice a creature to name Dig Through Time. If they do, you got me, I guess. Okay. So right now they can hit us for 7. I guess if we brick really hard on this Dig Through Time, I could imagine wishing that we had played at main phase if we hit Mishra's Bauble, but that seems so unlikely. I'm gonna take out all the creatures from my graveyard. It's like if they have Exhume, that's one thing, but I think it's much more likely that they reanimate one of our creatures. Okay. How much mana do we have? 7, 8. So we can play Palace Jailer plus Soul Herder. We could also just go for the kill. I think I'd rather go for the more conservative line though, and take these two. First of all, they might just lose to the Mana Crypt flip. Second of all, yeah, if they just have like a kill spell. Oh, and they concede. All right, nice. So yeah, I'll take that for sure. As close of a league as you can come. We went 6-3, but that was enough. We got the trophy. This was our blue-white blink deck, and it was pretty sweet. It had some real strength and real weaknesses. So the strengths, really high power level, fractured identity, bribery, palace jailer, Teferi, all just broken cards. We also had a Mox, so that was pretty good. Second plus is we had a great top end, like all those cards I just said, but also just like Agent of Treachery, Dig Through Time, Mull Drifter. In the mid to late game, we can really just go off. The downside, super lack of early interaction. We had Days and Swords to Plowshares, that's it. So we're either hoping to draw Mox Jet or just hope that we don't need to interact in the first 2 turns. Not a good place to be in this format. We got really lucky that we were able to get there in some of those matchups. Like when they put Archon into play, we find Ponder into Swords. There was not many things we could have drawn there. So definitely a little bit of luck there. But I do think the deck had some powerful synergies and some powerful cards. Also really good fixing, which is always important. Colonnade and Sheldock Isle both won us multiple games. They were great. We never got to use Elish Norn, really, unfortunately. But still, a pretty sweet league, and you can't argue with that result. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you next time.